Hello, hello, we got Doggo here, and we are working on prolonging her exposure to the muzzle. So we're going pretty muzzle heavy because we want to make sure that you have this ready to roll whenever you start traveling for the holidays. So last time we saw you, we started introducing her to the muzzle. You know, made it real simple. Hey girl, just look at it, click treat. Just touch it, click treat. But now what we're doing is we're making sure she is actually feeding her face through the muzzle and holding it for just a little bit of time, not, stressing her out. And she still has 100%, choice decision here. So we're really just, more good feels, but a little bit higher criteria, So this time she actually does have to hold her face in the muzzle in order to get a treat, or have to put her face through the muzzle to get the treat, and hold it for just a second. This is what this looks like. Very simple. We did warm her up with touch, which we do find is she's doing much better at. So we warmed her up with touch, and then, we went back and it reintroduced the muzzle. I basically did the same thing. Hey girl, just touch the muzzle, and then moved on from there. So very, very simple. But right then, what you saw there is instead of Taylor luring her face through the muzzle, she waited for her to offer that behavior. So with enough repetition, usually the dog starts to offer. She's a smart girl. We're not looking for her to, yes, very good. We're not looking for her to nose it on the outside anymore. We are just looking to get her to feed her own face in there. Hello.
Good job.
Very good. So we are using our muzzle. It is a size 4. We're just in practice purposes. And you'll know exactly how to replicate this. But next time we see you, we'll definitely have to remind you to have the muzzle handy so we can get to the, clicking the actual thing behind her head. She's not at this step yet, so you do not have to be concerned. What you're seeing in this video is exactly what you will replicate. So how Taylor is luring her at first, and then seeing if she'll actually walk her face in on her own. Just more exposure, adding a little bit of time, continue to use those high value treats, but be very keen. She's a very intelligent dog. So if you feel like she's slightly manipulating you, if you feel like she can hold her face in just a little bit longer, and, and then, instead of popping it right out to get a treat, then strive for that extra second. What we're really looking for here is for her to actually hold it, wear it willingly. The only way we can do that is if we basically raise the criteria and make sure that she is actually, willingly wearing it and working for her treats. So right now it's still relatively easy, but when it gets easy, you should definitely start moving on. Taylor right there is just messing with that back strap, just giving, that association, that feeling. Just to see how she's reacting to it. Very good. She's still continuing to take treats. That step is the hardest step. Unfortunately, ours has a buckle, so we're not even going to mess with that because yours has a clasp. We just want to make sure that, to see where she's at with that. We see a tiny bit of resistance. Her face kind of curled up. She's like, meh, what are you doing? But with more and more exposure, playing with that strap behind her head, eventually we'll be able to click it, and she'll understand that this thing is here to stay. So again, what you're seeing here, our muzzle is too big, so it's probably riding up on her eyes a bit. But when you practice with yours, that'll make a little bit more sense. Good girl. Good girl, Doggo. Good girl.
Yes, good job.
And again, she's just holding her face in just a little bit longer.
Yes,
just holding it in there, kind of resting her face into it.
Okay. Yes.
And as you can see, she's offering this behavior now, not because, we're forcing her to, but because it's in her best interest. But hope that makes sense. As usual, send us a message if you find any of this confusing, or if you need help, or if you feel like you've hit a wall, definitely let us know. We can definitely talk you through it. But as usual, training Doggo is a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See ya.
And you are done.